welcome in everybody to the Fighting's Final. I'm Big Al. Phillies winning tonight against the Pittsburgh Pirates in walk-off style. Nick Castellanos with the big walk-off hit tonight. Scored 4-3. We got a lot to cover tonight. Gonna have a good time with you, but I got a special guest last minute coming on with us. Rock Hoffman. You've seen him before. You're gonna see him again. Rock Hoffman, the Football Stories, is down at the stadium in the press box, and he's going to be joining us right now. Rock, what is going on, brother?
Yeah, it's well, they were just playing the Ant song, so it's good news. The Phillies win 4-3 with a run in the bottom of the ninth. First and foremost, I think you have to say that Kyle Schwarber had a day, leading the game off with a home run, his third of the year, and second leadoff home run of the season. All in all, he was 3 for 3 with 2 walks and 2 runs scored, and they lifted him for a pinch hitter in the ninth, or he would have had 3 runs scored because that was Whit Merrifield that came around to score the game-winning run. So essentially, Kyle Schwarber accounted for that too, right? So great day for him, and he had 2 walks, so he's perfect. 5 plate appearances, 5 on base, so a 1,000 on base percentage for the leadoff hitter, Kyle Schwarber. And then the other note to me is the bullpen, which pitched 5 innings and allowed 2 base runners. That was it. Great job by the bullpen.
Yeah, great job by the bullpen. Spencer Turnbull, not the best start he's had as a Philly, but as a 5th starter overall, we should be happy with what we've seen so far, correct?
Yeah, he got hurt early by the walks. He only had 1 walk coming into this game in 11 innings pitched in his first 2 starts, and he walks the second batter. And that guy came around. That was Brian Reynolds. He came around when Brian Hayes doubled him in on kind of a ball that kept tailing away from Johan Rojas at center, and despite a diving effort, he couldn't come up with it. So that put the Pirates up. But then Schwarber equaled that with the second pitch of the bottom of the first, and Trey Turner followed that up with a double, and he would score on a single, kind of like one of those seeing eye singles for Nick Castellanos with 2 outs in the bottom of the first. So that put up the Phils up 2-1 at that point. And then Spencer Turnbull was hurt in the 5th inning on a O'Neill home run. It's just a shot into the seats and left. O'Neill Cruz puts it in the seats and left and put the Pirates up 3-2 at that point. And that was it after that home run. That was it for Spencer Turnbull. 4+ innings pitched, 4 hits, 3 earned runs, 4 walks, and 3 strikeouts plus that home run.
Absolutely. And
so, but like you said, I totally agree. Maybe like to see him go a little bit more into the game. He pitched into the 5th inning, but the walks hurt him. He had 4 walks overall, and out of 88 pitches, it was not a great ratio. 48 strikes, 40 balls. So that's not the kind of ratio you're looking for. You'd like something a little bit better than that. But so I think the walks hurt him and shortened his appearance today.
Then speaking of Nick Castellanos, I believe one of our people here said, he said it best. I needed that S. And what does this walk off do for a guy? He had a 2 RBI night. Started the night at the bat with an RBI single. Ended the night at bat with an RBI single walk off. I mean, it should have been an extra hit. A double at least.
In between, though, he did. He did have a couple strikeouts. In the 3rd, there was a man on first that he struck out, and then maybe in a bigger situation, clearly bigger situation, in the 7th inning after the Phillies had gotten a run when Schwarber walked. He went to second on a pass ball. Bryce Harper walked, and then Alec Boehm knocked in Schwarber to tie the game, and Castellanos follows that up by striking out. And you heard the boos when that happened. So, some good, some bad for Nick Castellanos. He seems like he's coming out of it a little bit. He had a horrible start to the season. But 2 hits with 2 RBIs, that should give him confidence in going forward. And he did need that.
Yeah.
Phillies needed that.
Phillies needed that. Philly needed that. In the ninth inning, that wild pitch followed by an overthrow from the catcher. Whit Merrifield on third. From your bird's eye view there in the press box at Citizens Bank Park, should Whit have had that? Should that have been the end of the game before Nick even came up to bat, or was it kind of too close to call?
I think it was too close to call. It was weird. I mean, the Pirates had a few wild pitches, and they weren't meant on, and they were like hitting the backstop and bouncing right back. So I don't know. The ball seemed to be, for whatever reason, coming back pretty quickly. And it looked to me like Bryce Harper kind of put up the stop sign. It was hard, everything happened so quickly. So in that situation, if you're Whit Merrifield, you don't want to get tossed out at home. And I mean, he's not going to know that Henry Davis, the catcher for the Pirates, is going to, just uncork one wildly to the pitcher covering the plate. I mean, had he been going and gets that throw, obviously scores easily. But I think it was just an abundance of caution at that point. No reason to run into an out at home with nobody out.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll ask you one last question. Like I said, guys, Rock Hoffman, Football Stories. He's down at the press box at Citizens Bank Park. Joins us as he can here on the Fighting's Final. We got one person saying it kind of brings me into this question. When Bryce Harper's not seeing that ball at all. I mean, he was in that ninth inning. He was swinging at anything. That first pitch was way in the dirt, way in front of him. He got walked early in the seventh. I don't know if that was just because the pitching was bad and he was a little bit more disciplined. But other than that, outside of that game, he had 3 home runs.
Aroldis Chapman was brutal. I mean, he couldn't find the strike zone at all, and that was unfortunately they took him out after. Well, they kept him in there because I thought for sure they would take him out after he walked Harper, and because I make a little line in my scorebook underneath when there's a pitching change. And I made that line, and they didn't take him out. And he throws one more pitch, and it was to Alec Bohm, who singled to left and tied the ball game. So it was a terrible outing for Aroldis Chapman. But back to the question, Harper, he did walk, but that may have been just because Aroldis Chapman was even worse than Harper was today, who had 3 strikeouts overall. So it was almost to the point where, does he need a day off or something like that? Maybe to sit one out and see if he can to regroup a little bit. I don't know. But he is definitely scuffling.
Yeah, and real quick, I know you got to get going, but one last quick one. Nick with the walk-off, but also, he made kind of a comment the other week about the wall making things different, but looks a little better out, and even with the wind blowing the ball around, making things a little bit more difficult to snag a ball in the outfield. He looks like he's seen the wall better, I guess, for lack of better words, as well as the ball. That was a big moment as well.
He made a great catch against the wall there in the third inning. That certainly, maybe he's been I don't know how he's been working on it. They've been on the road the last 2 nights, so maybe he's come out. And since they've been home and taken some extra balls, in right field to try to get a better judge of that wall. And, certainly, like you said, the wind was howling up here. It was game time. They said it was 21 miles an hour blowing from left to right. But strangely, it looked like it really didn't have a big impact on the game. I wonder, because we saw Trey kind of trip the other night on the turf. And Cristian Pache fell down twice, going after fly balls, once in left and once in center. All the rain we've had, I wonder if that has messed up the field a little bit. Thankfully, Pache was able to recover on both of them and make the catch.
Yeah, no, absolutely, guys. His name is Rock Hoffman. You see him on Football Stories. Also, you've seen a lot of his writing here at EOP Sports, and you'll be seeing him again on the post-game show. He's down at the press box a lot, so check him out. And thank you, Rock, for joining us, and we'll see you next time, brother.
Sure, no problem. Yes, sir. Have a great one, Rock. See you guys.
See you. That's Rock Hoffman, Football Stories. Guys, always doing a great job. But I remind you guys that this show is brought to you by Streetlight Kitchen and Bar at 5400 Ferne Boulevard in Drexel Hill, Holiday Inn and Suites at the Drexel Brook Event Center. Pre and post game will be returning again live in person on May 11th. That's the Saturday. It's a Saturday one. It's a 4:00 game. We'll be starting up at 2:30. It is a great day. It's a Saturday before Mother's Day, so they also have brunch the day before during that time. So you want to bring mom out for a brunch on Saturday because maybe you can't do it on Sunday, and then hang out, watch some Phillies, and maybe have a chance to win some Phillies tickets as well. That opportunity will also be there for you. Come on out. We had a winner last time. So you could also be a winner. Very easy. Just got to be there to get a ticket and some other options to get more tickets. So be there or you'll be missing out. So come on out to 5400 Ferne Blvd, Drexel, PA, the Streetlight Kitchen and Bar, Holiday Inn and Suites at the Drexel Brook Event Center. All right, guys, let's get to it right here. As you heard from Rock, and I think I just saw here Angry Ant. One good game, and everybody think Nick is on fire. Nobody said Nick's on fire, Ant. Nobody said that, but he had a good game. That's what you have to do. And it has to start with one, right? Any good streak starts with one. So hopefully one turns into 2 and 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 and all that stuff. So, there is still it's still time to see. But the Pirates are playing good baseball. Not today as much. A lot of bad pitching, especially in the bullpen. Wild pitches. Their catcher, Davis, has Henry Davis. He probably should be the player of the game for the Pirates at the very least, just with his keeping the ball somewhat in play. This game could have been should have been a little bit more distance between the Pirates and the Phillies. And I think our boy, Mr. Rudy Poo, said it up here a little earlier. Bats were still horrendous. I don't know if I would say horrendous, but they weren't great. I'll be honest with you. Some bats were good and some bats were really bad. There's a gap in between where no hits were had, except for one between the second and the seventh. There was only the one hit with Christian Pache, but overall improvement across the board. We will talk a little bit about Bryce Harper as well. Get into all that as well. But guys, let's look over. Let's check out the score. Let's break down how this all went down. Real quickly, sorry, I want to bring this up for you. My thing is being slow today. So, it was not a great start for Spencer Turnbull. Like I said, Spencer Turnbull is our fifth starter. This was his first, I want to call it a clunker. I mean, he came in here, 11 innings pitched, no runs allowed, no home runs allowed, only one walk. He allowed another home run today. He allowed a few walks today. Overall, let's look at his stat line right now. 4 innings pitched, 4 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned, with 4 walks and 3 strikeouts, and of course the one home run. Lost a little command today, but overall, from your fifth starter, you can't complain if long as this doesn't continue. You have to worry about if this compiles and continues down the line. We'll see. Time will tell. We don't know what we're going to get with Spencer Turnbull in the long run. But right now, even from your fifth starter, keeping it at 2 runs, at 3 runs is or less is to me from a fifth starter is what you want. Let's see. Matt Strahm, 2 innings, 2 really good innings, by the way. Let's talk about that. Spencer Turnbull didn't have the greatest, but Matt Strahm had a really good one tonight. 2 innings pitched, came in relief for Turnbull, and then pitched the next inning. No hits, no runs, no earned runs, but 5 strikeouts. In one inning, he had 3 in a row. 1, 2, 3 inning with 3 Ks. In the 6th inning, just dealing. Just absolutely dealing, and I loved it. I love when Matt Strahm. He's got that energy, man. I love it. I love the way he gets. So yeah, that's the kind of things you want to see. Gregory Soto, 1 inning pitched, 1 hit, no runs, 1 walk. Jose Alvarado, 1 inning, no hits, no walks, just 1 glorious strikeout at the end of the side. And Jeff Hoffman came in relief for the closing in the 9th inning. 1 inning. And 1 strikeout. Bullpen did great again. Bullpen did great. They've been pretty damn good for the most part since the first few games against the Braves. Have to be happy with what we've seen from the bullpen so far. Pitching in general has been really good, and usually it's the bats not backing that up. Today kind of looked like it was going to be one of those days for as close as it was. Again, the wind played a big factor for both teams in this. trying to snag some balls. Guys almost fell in their. I mean, as Rock said earlier, guys did fall in their butt, and that was Pache twice was able to recover and get the ball. Yeah, Nick Castellanos got a couple out there. He had to come back in, almost fell on the track because he had to kind of go to his left a little bit. But overall, the wind did play a bit of a factor, except for the one big home run from O'Neill Cruz in that 2-run home run in the 5th. That man is a monster. 6'7", just absolutely crushed it left field. Wind or no wind, outside of a hurricane, anything is not going to stop that. Jameson is checking in here. I'm so happy for Casty. Let's bring that momentum into tomorrow and keep the vibes high. Anthony's saying Nick's season is over. He had one good game and taking the rest of the season off. And that's why we call you Angry Ant. No, listen, you could be right. You could be absolutely right. And I don't know. I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna proclamate these kind of things because we don't know. We really don't know. The Phillies did win tonight. That's a plus. They are 2-1 on this series, a 4-game stand. So tomorrow they have to or at least tie the series with the Pirates. If not win the series, hopefully we'll go for the big W tomorrow. But I would say from the plate standpoint, from the batting standpoint, I would have to say the big one. We're going to talk about him first is Kyle Schwarber, man. As Rock Hoffman just alluded, 3 for 3 tonight with a home run to lead off the game, a single in the 2nd, 2 walks, 1 in the 4th, 1 in the 7th, and then another single to start off the 9th inning to allow the Phillies to win. He was pulled. He would have had another run on his plate if he wasn't pulled for pinch running for Whit Merrifield. In that inning, and that's kind of I want to walk through that too. And we'll get into that a little bit. That's kind of part of my Broad Street breakdown. But in all overall, let's look at the bats. Like I said about Schwarber, Merrifield scored 1 run, but no hits because he was a pinch runner. Turner was 1 for 4 with a run and a hit, or 1 for 4 with a run and 1 walk. Bryce Harper just not seeing the ball at all. He was 1 for 4. I mean 0 for 4 with a walk. I mean 0 for 3 with a walk. No, I'm sorry, 0 for 4 with a walk and 3 strikeouts. Got to read my handwriting better. Alec Boehm had a decent night. He was, he had the ground out in the 1st, walked in the 3rd, flew out to first base, but then he had the RBI that tied the game, RBI single that tied the game in the 7th, and then intentionally walked for Nick Castellanos. And that'd be twice that somebody intentionally walked somebody to get somebody else in a Phillies uniform and ended up paying for it big time. Walt's chiming in here. Go Fightins, absolutely. Star Wars chiming in here. Phil still leading. Oh, Flyers still winning 1-0. Okay, that's right. Flyers are still going. And there will be a Clear the Ice tonight as well with the Mayfair Maniacs of Patty B and Matty B. So stay tuned for that after I'm done. It probably won't be too much longer. Bryce Harper is another Ryan Howard, blind as a bat and always striking out. All right, I don't know about this blind as a bat. He's having a rough start, okay? Like I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat anything. He's having a rough start at that one really good game against the Reds where he had 3 home runs with the grand salami in that one. But overall, I mean, blind as a bat. I don't know if I go there. But back to it. Sosa started the game and would be 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Bryson Stott came in the 7th in relief or pinch hit for him and then would take over in the field. But he also he was 0 for 1, flew out to center field. Garrett Stubbs didn't have a great night. Was 0 for 4 tonight. Christian Pache, okay night. He grounded out in the 2nd, had a single in the 4th, walked in the 6th, but struck out in the 8th. Johan Rojas, he had a great infield, bunt single in the 2nd, and then popped out in the 5th, struck out in the 6th, but then Brandon Marsh came on in the 8th, but also struck out for him, so he was 0 for 1 on the night as well. But that would be your stat line tonight not your stat line, your lineup for the night, and a couple other key numbers to look at here. Is that we always go to Matty B's favorite numbers. They were 3 for 11, 3 for 11 with runners in scoring position. That's why I said earlier, this should have been probably a better game for them. The Pirates were 0 for 7, not much better, but better in some ways with runners in scoring position. And we left on base 12. They left on base 6. So honestly, if they just took advantage of a couple more, this game would have probably been a little bit more loosey goosey in the end. Would have had to been a walk-off style, but hey, a win is a win, and I'll take it where I can get it. Hopefully, it is a momentum type of win that will get this team moving forward. Witt holding up at third was the right play. There's no way to anticipate Henry Davis overthrowing Contreras. No, there was no way of anticipating that part. And the way that ball bounced off the wall with the other wild pitch earlier in the game, I think that was Gonzalez who threw that one, and it bounced off the wall and came right back before you even knew it. So it's really hard to judge. There's not a ton of room behind them, and if it hits hard enough off the back, it can come popping right back. And it's a tough call, especially in that position, because you're the winning run. You're right there. There's no real outs at this moment. He did the right thing. He played it conservative. It wasn't a clear-cut thing. Witt's got some speed, but he's not Johan Rojas speed. He's not Trey Turner speed. So I agree, Jameson. It was the right move to make. But that's about it on that. Real quick, I'll remind you guys that this is brought to you by Cherry Injury Law. That's right. David R. Cherry is the man with the plan for when you get injured in a workers' comp, motor vehicle, personal injury, or even criminal law issues. Go to cherryinjurylaw.com or call Dave Cherry directly at 610-565-0300. Again, cherryinjurylaw.com for your workers' comp, motor vehicle, personal injury, and criminal law needs. 610-565-0300 for David R. Cherry. Call him right now. So, guys, as I was saying, let's get into our Broad Street bottom line. All right, guys, Broad Street bottom line here, and it's the bottom line. Like, say what you want to say about certain players. Be unhappy. Be annoyed when they don't do well, but don't be annoyed when they do well. All right, unless you just don't want to be a hater. Tonight, Kyle Schwarber, people could clamor about him being a leadoff hitter. Well, he did what any good hitter does. I don't care leadoff or not. He got on base every time. He went up to bat 5 times. He got on base 5 times. Again, he was 3 for 3 tonight, 2 walks and a home run and 2 singles. And that single in the 9th got the ball rolling literally and figuratively for this win. So we got to be happy with that. And I know, same thing with the Nick Castellanos thing, another bottom line moment. You have to be happy with it. He might not do good tomorrow, Ant. He might not do good to the next day or for the next week or the rest of the year. I don't know. But tonight's game, the 4-3 victory over the Pirates, Saturday afternoon in Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia. This is a moment where you have to be happy. Credit where credit's due. He had good defensive play. He had good offensive play. He was able to. He had 2 RBIs for the night. 2 single RBI singles, as well as the walk-off winner. So bottom line is he did good, and that's why it is the bottom line and the Broad Street bottom line. So be happy. This is when your team wins. It's okay to be happy. It's okay to be frustrated when they don't win. It's okay when they're frustrated when they're bad. And again, somebody asked earlier about Bryce Harper. Is it time to be worried about Bryce Harper? I really won't worry about Bryce Harper right away. I really wouldn't. I mean, I don't worry about anybody right now. I get annoyed. I get I wouldn't even say concerned. I just keep an eye on him. It's Bryce Harper, one of the best players in baseball. The guy's just kind of going through a funk. I know Bryce Harper probably gets more of a pass than, say, Nick Castellanos would in these situations, or anybody else for the most part, Alec Boehm or Bryson Stott. But I'm not worried, but I'm annoyed. And he's obviously not seeing that ball well at all. Let's see. I'm watching the real team, the Flyers. The Flyers. Phillies stink. Well, the Phillies don't stink, and the Flyers kind of aren't doing great. But hey, man, listen. I know you're not a big Phillies fan. It kind of shows, Ant, but it's okay. Sal checking in. Sal Schwartz is doing what a leadoff hitter is supposed to: timely hits and walks, getting on base. And I think you're going to see a lot of pitchers start walking him a lot more because he's less dangerous on the base path, especially early on in the game. He's not a speedster. He definitely looks a more fleet of foot than he did last year. Definitely looks trimmed down, Sal. But I can see this guy. I can see his walks total going up, and maybe because of the intentional walks. We'll see. We'll see how pitchers and teams and defenses kind of and managers kind of start preparing for Sal. And speaking of Sal, guys, speaking for Schwarber. Speaking of Sal, guys, Sal will be taking his first romp at the Fighting's final solo shot on Monday. So stay tuned for that first game in the Rocky series, guys. It would be really interesting. Sal earned his stripes already. It's pretty good. He's done a hell of a job so quickly. Jameson, Braves lost, Mets lost, Phillies won. We're only one game back from Atlanta. In this homestand, we have a good chance to catch back up. We've got the Rockies and White Sox should both be series wins. Again, Jameson, good point. Should be, could be, would it be? I don't know. Same thing about the Flyers. They should have lost some games, but they won a bunch of them, and they should have won a bunch of games, and they lost a bunch of them. So this is sports. This is April, and everybody's good. Everybody has a chance to win the World Series. The old saying is you can't win the season in April, but you sure as hell can lose it. But Braves losing and being one behind, that's awesome. Mets losing just always puts a smile on anybody's face. Like the words just feel so good when they come off your lips. But yeah, you're right. You do have two winnable series coming up. So, to defend that series, to defend for the division, this is your chance. Spencer Strider's going to be out for the rest of the season. Had the Tommy John surgery. So, got to take advantage. It's just like with runners in scoring position. You got to take advantage of it and get some timely hitting and to win. So this is, Spencer Strider's out, their top guy. It's time to take advantage of these moments because how the Braves are. They can bring somebody up you never heard of, and it could be like make Spencer Strider look like a single A player. So you never know. I had us going 2 for 2 versus the Pirates. So tomorrow we're playing with house money. Well, I don't know about house money, but yeah, I mean, series split is not bad in a 4-game series. I always thought that. You would think against teams that aren't as good, but the Pirates are playing good baseball. So, Angry Ant, trade Bryce Harper. Who? The Mets? No, I don't think so. Harper looks awful, but he'll be fine. There's one player I'm never worried about is Bryce. Listen, overall, yeah, I agree with that. And Bryce Harper gets a little bit of a pass when it comes to those things. I absolutely agree with that, Jameson. But, we'll worry about it when it's time to worry about. Schwalks. Yeah, instead of Schwarbombs, we got Schwalks. I'm telling you, I won't be surprised if teams start walking him intentionally a lot more, especially early on in the games. Not so much 7th, 8th, 9th inning, more like 4th and 5th inning, because you're not going to pull him for a pinch runner at that point, most likely. And you're, so, and he's not a base stealing kind of guy. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. That's right, Sal. Big day for you. Still early in the season. Phillies fans pump the brakes. Listen, it's 162 games, and I get it. But you can have fun. Listen, you can be mad when it's time to be mad, but you're also going to be happy when it's time to be happy. So there's always that. Mike Green checking in. So many pitcher injuries. You think the pitch clock is maybe an issue? Mike, I thought about that, and that did pop in my brain when we started talking about it. I don't think so. I'm not going to say it's not, but I'm not going to say it's the end-all, be-all reason. These guys are throwing gas all day, and especially starting pitchers. They're going 5-6 innings, throwing 95, 96, 97, 98, 99 miles per hour. Just, it's hard for the human body to do that. You know what I mean? That's why being, and controlling it too, because then, it's one thing just to throw some gas, but it's another thing to throw gas with control. That makes it even more like, I just don't think the human body's meant to do that. I wouldn't be surprised if, there's like kind of a resurgence of Jamie Moyer type players. Maybe not the extreme of Jamie Moyer, guys who don't have the kind of velocity, but have a lot of disgusting throws that just make it hard to hit, become a thing, because longevity is an important thing. So the pitch clock maybe plays a factor. I just don't think it's a gigantic factor. My buddy was at the game and he said the crowd was awesome today. I'm going to have to go down this week. Yeah, actually, I'll be in. I'll be. You have to get down there. And you know what? Thank you, Jameson. You should get down there. And you know what, Jameson? I got an idea for you. Do me this. Go to sherrystickets.com. Why you go to sherrystickets.com, you say, Al? Because you go to sherrystickets.com, you're going to find great prices on tickets. Hard to get tickets. No hidden fees. You're not going to go to checkout, Jameson, and find out, hey, I have to pay an additional 25, 30, 40, 50 bucks. No, the price you see on the screen is the price you're paying. That's for sports, concerts, theaters, you name it. They got it. sherrystickets.com. Go to sherrystickets.com and use that great promo code EOP10. EOP10 will save you 10% off at sherrystickets.com. So check it out. That's for you, Jameson. Anybody else? Not just Jameson. Anybody else who wants to join in and have some great savings, get some great tickets. Forget those other guys. They're not gonna do it for you. They're just not gonna do it for you. Like I say, fair enough. My thought is having a break in between pitches helps a little bit more. Listen, it makes sense, Mike. It makes good sense. It does make sense. I mean, it's hard to deny. I'm like, we sit there. It's hard for anybody to go. Even a medical professional wouldn't be able to sit there and go, "Oh no, of course not." I mean, no, it has nothing to do with it. No, it's not saying that, and there's not enough data to say it's that. You know what I mean? It's only been the second year. I wouldn't be surprised if we see some adjustments on the pitch clock, maybe, because they took some seconds off. So maybe they put those seconds back on, and maybe they kind of appease the baseball gods. But I mean, it's not unheard of for guys who throw this kind of gas and this kind of velocity, this kind of control, to have these kind of injuries. I mean, a lot of people go, well, why did like guys like Harper who swing wildly, like, that's going to hurt, but like that does play a bit of a factor. So we'll find out. And guys, that's tonight's Broad Street Bottom Line. All right, guys. So as we say, we have to go. We're going to take a swing around the bases to find out what's going on in the MLB scoreboards today. All right, guys. So let's see what's going on right now. Let's see. End of the fifth inning for Yankees Cleveland, with the Yankees up 8-1. Later tonight, you'll see St. Louis take on the Diamondbacks at 8:10. At 9:10, San Diego takes on LA in LA, the Dodgers, that is. And at 9:40, Chicago will be taking on Seattle in Seattle. And now final, as I think somebody alluded to earlier, KC, the Royals beat the Mets 11-7. Cincinnati beat the White Sox 5-0. Toronto beat Colorado 5-3. Houston beat the Rangers 9-2. Milwaukee beat Baltimore 11-5. Washington beat Oakland 3-1. Boston beat the Angels 7-2. With the Giants walloping the Rays 11-2. Miami beat Atlanta 5-1. Minnesota beat Detroit 11-5. And I'm sorry, they must have had they have 2 games today. Yeah, they did. Oh my God, they had a doubleheader already early in the season. They beat them they beat Detroit twice today. 11-5 in game 2, in the first game 4-1. And Cleveland already did the. Hold on one second. Why am I reading it? Why is it coming up twice? Up there it is. Sorry guys. Yep, I was right. And that's all your scores today because it came up twice on my screen. I apologize about that. How do you think Turnbull looks? 4 innings, 4 hits, 3 earned runs, and 4 walks. Listen, it's not a great outing, especially compared to his first 2 outings. But we all knew that was going to probably. I mean, not that it can happen, but it would probably be hard for him to sustain. The big question would be, how does he handle this? How does he bounce back from this? That's the question I'm going to have. That's what I'm going to want to see from Spencer Turnbull with Garrett Stubbs. Seemingly always giving him the day, being the catcher behind the plate for him. But he didn't look terrible. It was good, and I believe Steve down here is saying not good, but good enough. If he's answering your question for you, Jameson, then I will agree with you. Not good, but good enough. Listen, whatever gets you win. If your 5th starter gets you 3 or less runs on the board, I feel, I would like to go 5 or 6 innings normally, but overall, not bad at all. And Strom, the way he came in, I'm going to go along with your next one. Strom has looked great every outing since the season opener. I don't trust Soto, and I hate using him in these high leverage situations. Just stick to Alvarado and Hoffman. Listen, Soto's going to have to play. He's going to have to pitch. I know he could be a little bit of a heart attack at times, but it is what it is. But Strom today, Strom looked real strong. Strom was jacked up today. Like I said, 2 innings pitched with 5 strikeouts, 3 of them in a row in the 6th inning. Really can't ask much more from your relief pitcher coming on especially after your pitcher kind of fizzled out a little bit. Let's see. And Steve already said good, but not good enough. But real quick, guys. Like I said, if you're just joining me, the Phillies beat the Pirates 4-3. They are 8-7 on the season right now. Pirates are 10-5 with that one. Tomorrow is a 1:00 game, and you will have Matty B. That's right. The other half of the Mayfair Mafia will be in. Matty B has Sunday under wraps for you. So he hopefully will be talking about a series win against the Pirates, leading us into Colorado. And remember, guys, this is also brought to you by the Streetlight Kitchen and Bar at the Holiday Inn and Suites at the Drexel Hill Event Center at 5400 Ferne Blvd. If you want to come on out and hang out with us, the host of the Fighting's Final, we will be there May 11th for the next one. It's a Saturday afternoon game, the weekend of Mother's Day. I know. Bring mom out. There is a brunch during that time. I think the brunch runs into about 3 or 3:30. So you can have mom can sit and have a brunch. You can eat with her, have a good time, and we can hear us do a pregame, hang out with us, give a chance to win some Phillies tickets, and hang out for a postgame show. Hopefully it'll be nice enough. We'll be outside in a nice sunny porch that they have there with a TV outside, a beautiful bar out there. So come check it out. Streetlight Kitchen and Bar, 5400 Ferne Blvd, Drexel, PA, the Holiday Inn and Suites at the Drexel Hill Event Center. Let's get a couple more comments here. When Kirkring comes back, is he closer? I don't think so. Not right away. Maybe, but not right away. I think he will probably get maybe some leverage situations, 7, 8, 9, somewhere in that range, 7 and 8. Maybe then he'll make his way up to 9. But that's I don't think you throw him in there right away. Just my personal thought. Shame on Pitt, right? Or right-handed pitcher for putting a ball that much over the plate to Casty, who you knew was swinging at first pitch. Yeah, was it just a dumb move? Was it locating the pitch in the wrong area? Whatever. He took advantage of it. Sort of weird, but did you see Bryce was wearing last year's creamsicle jersey? Someone pointed out on Twitter he was wearing the 2023 version. Creamsicle what creamsicle version jersey? You mean the cream colored jerseys that they wear? I don't know what you mean by that, Jameson. But I mean that's about it, guys. I mean, like I said, walk-off style always makes things more exciting. Let's be honest. It's always nice to watch a little bit of walk-off. It was good to see a guy who could really use it. Hopefully he'll juice him up going forward and into tomorrow and the next day after that. It was great to see Kyle Schwarber do what he does. Trey Turner, not bad either tonight. Some good hit balls. One was really close to being a 3-run home run. But he had a double to start off the game. He was good. His plate discipline's a lot better. He's seen that ball better. That's the all important moments there. But guys, that's going to about do it for me tonight. Hopefully, you guys had fun with me tonight. We'll be seeing you guys more tomorrow. Again, this is brought to you by the Streetlight Kitchen Bar at 5400 Ferne Boulevard at the Holiday Inn and Suites in Drexel Brook Event Center. So, guys, thank you for joining me. That is it for the Fighting's Final. We'll have one more tomorrow to end the series, and then again into the next week, and we will talk then. Have a great night, everybody.